Let's try this again. Can you see me now? Can anybody see me? Can you hear me? Can you see me? I hope so. I don't know what's going on. You can see me. Okay. Oh my gosh. All right. All right. All right. Cool. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know how to explain what just happened. I've never in my life uh had that happen to me before. But I appreciate y'all for sticking through that technical difficulty. We are back. I feel weird now. I didn't even get to come in after the intro. None of that. It's whatever, bro. It's whatever. But we're back, yes, with another episode. Got a lot to talk about, obviously. A lot of things has happened and transpired over the last couple of days. Obviously, Candace announced that she was pregnant, which is crazy because a lot of people have been saying, you know, they were speculating and people could see it. And I'm not gonna lie, like I think I started to realize something, and obviously women know a little bit more than men when it comes to like, oh, I can notice this change and that change. But I started to realize something when she was in Russia and she was like, it was just kind of different positions she was sitting in, and when she was standing up, she would like be like in a standing position that would like hide her bump or something like that. Um, and so I started to realize it a little bit then, and I was like, shoot, these folks might be right. And so yeah, for the people that's been calling it out, and then I know this is one creator that we mutuals on TikTok. She's been saying it for a long time now. So she was the first person I thought of when Candace announced it. So yeah, y'all was right. That is crazy. Now she got a full starting five. I mean, shoot, get it in then, I guess. That's crazy. But yes, yep, she is pregnant, which is I mean, a beautiful thing. It's always beautiful for expanding your family and all of that good stuff. But yeah, we got a lot to talk about. Make sure you guys hit the like button on your way in or you're on your way out. Or if you watching in the morning tomorrow, because I guess I never really realized that I don't ever talk to the yappers that rewatched or replay the show in the morning, or you may be watching for the first time tomorrow, whatever the situation is. I appreciate you if you watch the replay. It doesn't even matter. Yapping is yapping, whether you're listening live, whether you're listening tomorrow, whether you're listening days later. It's all somewhat the same. So if you're listening tomorrow as well, I appreciate you if you hit the like button as well. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the sub button. We're on the road to 23K now. And I appreciate all the support along the way. We are growing and it has been pretty good and fast. So I appreciate it. Obviously, we always start the shows off with Donkey of the Days. We have to. It always just enlightens the mood. So and I think I got a good one if y'all haven't seen it already. Knew she was pregnant. The YouTube yappers are here. Nice blue hoodie. Thank you so much. Is working. Crazy yeah, 5 kids is crazy. I ain't gonna hold you. I mean, listen, I guess when you a millionaire and then your husband's a billionaire, or I don't know, but he got a lot of money too. I guess when you got it like that, it's a different type of, vibe going on. Because I thought about that too. I'm like, bro, if I had all the money in the world, like I have a basketball team too. You know what I mean? Like you kind of on your own time. You an entrepreneur. You on your own schedule. You got money. I got money. Like everything. You know what I mean? It's just them folks different up there. So I don't know. I can't really relate. I'm on baby number 2, and I don't know if 3, 4, and 5 is ever gonna happen. I will be blessed. I'm blessed for 2. I'm blessed for 2. But 5, oh my gosh. I mean, I'm just thinking about how right now 1 has cost me so much money. And I only can imagine. Luckily, it's another boy, so I can just, recycle some things that I've already used with my first boy. But man, 5? Y'all know how much groceries is for one child? Now I'm thinking about my second. You talking about 5 kids with groceries? They just in a different tax bracket. You know what I mean? So I guess they don't really worry about too much. But I'm happy for it though. It's definitely exciting for sure. Called it 2 months ago. I knew Candace was pregnant when she did those interviews, the way she dressed, a bit of the swelling in her legs. Yeah, y'all be knowing. Y'all be knowing. Every time y'all say something, I paid attention because women know. It's bad news for TV USA that she's pregnant with a boy. I called her like 2 months ago. She names the baby Charlie. That would be crazy. Another Erica Lie. She says she's not afraid to be a single mom because her mom did it. Now she says she's been looking up to how to be a widow. Right. Yeah, I'm glad she hit on that. I think that was our last show before going into the week. I think that was Saturday night when we watched that whole, man, I'm glad y'all stuck that out with me. We watched that whole Yappisode 30. We watched that whole speech, interview, conference, whatever that was. That was a nightmare. I guess Baron was wearing a blue hoodie, but it was, oh, he thought it was Baron. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Let's get to the donkey today, and this for sure made my day. And this is somebody that's gonna be new to the show, a new friend to the show, a new donkey to the show, but she is not a new donkey in general. She is not donkey like the person, just like y'all know what I mean. Donkey of the day is just an expression. I'm not disrespecting her, yes, her as a woman. I'm just I'm not disrespecting at all. I just think it's hilarious. It's just an expression. So don't feel offended by it if I have any particular fans of this woman that goes by the name of Kamala Harris. And she has truly made me laugh on this beautiful Monday. So first candidate, and I guess we can kind of rank them too, especially if I have 2 or 3. We can rank them and see who wins the official donkey of the day. So first up, we have first candidate of the day. We have Kamala Harris. And I'm not even gonna say why she's donkey today. I'm gonna just play it.
What's your case for hope then?
You know, I believe that when we feel powerless, we are powerless. And when we feel powerful, we are powerful. We each have light inside of us. And we need to know that that is what inspires our hope as much as anything external to ourselves. And when we feel that and not allow an election or an individual to dampen that light, and instead let that light kind of carry us, in particular through moments of darkness, that we not only act on that hope, but we inspire that hope in each other. It is so important that we not only have hope, but that we understand that that should be a verb, which means that hope has to go hand in hand with action. That hope combined with the action will result in us winning the midterms, and that we will also understand that that hope is consistent with a commitment to the fight for equality.
Bro, I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, that's what she said. She said she said something about making sure we use hope as a verb.
Hope combined with the action will result. That hope combined go hand verb hope. It is so important that we not only have hope, but that we understand that that should be a verb, which means that.
Listen, bro, I'm telling you, Trump is so bad right now. He's been bad for, at least 2026. I thought he was off to a good start. But oh my gosh, do you know how bad it is for people to look back and say, man, as bad as it is right now, I still would not go back and vote for you. Like, and I didn't vote at all. Look, hate me all you want to. I didn't think neither one of them deserved my vote. I saw Trump BS from a mile away. And Kamala, I was like, no, this right here, you want me to vote off of you talking like this? Absolutely not. So I didn't vote at all. I didn't want to stand in line for one of them. But oh my gosh, when you look back and I'm like, dog, all you have to do is just be half as good as Trump. And you might get folks to be like, you know what? Bump it. I might give her a shot. I'm looking at this right here and I'm like, dog, I would, if someone had a gun to my head, because I'm not voting ever again unless I feel compelled to. If I had a gun to my head, I would literally not steal because I didn't vote at all. I would go vote for Trump if it came down to it. Again, if this is what he's going up against. This is crazy. I don't even know what the question was, and I don't even know what her response is for. What is she saying? What is she trying to get at? I gotta play this one more time because I literally was dying laughing for the longest. Because I'm like, bro, what are you saying?
So then what's your case for hope then?
What's your case for hope? That was the question. What was your case for hope? And she said, hope, we need to make sure we use that as a verb. Okay. Let's hear you again, Kamala.
You know, I believe that when we feel powerless, we are powerless. And when we feel powerful, we are powerful. We each have
Oh my gosh, bro. Duh. What are you talking about? I just feel like when we feel powerless, we are powerless. But hear me. If you feel powerful, you are powerful. Wow. I mean, hey, I was talking to my 3-year-old today, and he actually had me thinking way deeper than whatever the hell she's talking about right now. I swear, it's been so many conversations with my 3-year-old where he'll literally be like, I'll give him an idea. He'll be like, you know what? Actually, I think we should, you know what? I have a good idea. We should. And I'm like, you're 3 talking like this, bro. What like, this is a grown former vice president. Oh my gosh, bro. This is such a headache.
And when we feel powerful, we are powerful. We each have light inside of us.
Okay.
And we need to know that that is what inspires our hope as much as anything external to ourselves. And when we feel that and not allow an election or an individual to dampen that light, and instead let that light kind of carry us in particular through moments of darkness, that we not only act on that hope, but we inspire that hope in each other. It is so.
The crazy thing is, Don don't even believe anything she's saying right now, but Don been getting piped in the booty and all types of stuff and paid by the Democrats to the point where he can't even check Kamala right now. He got to sit back and allow it and just co-sign everything she's saying because he don't even believe it. Look at his face. Look at his face. He don't believe anything that she's saying. But he's been getting paid by them, so he has no choice but to allow her to speak BS. This is insane. This is diabolical.
Important that fire that hope in each other. It is so important that we not only have hope, but that we understand that that should be a verb, which means that.
Why she smile like that?
Hope, understand that that should be a verb.
I don't know if y'all can see that. Look at her smiling when she's explaining it. Hope should be a verb.
which means that hope has to go hand in hand with action. That hope combined with the action will result in us winning the midterms.
Wait, but if hope is the action though, that will make hope the verb. So what if you're combining hope with the action? I'm not even finna think. She just like Erica, bro. I'm not even finna think about what you're trying to say.
And that we will also understand that hope is consistent with a commitment to the fight for equality.
What?
With a commitment to the fight. Understand that hope is consistent with a commitment to the fight.
What? The hope is consistent with the commitment to the fight. Okay. I don't know.
The fight for equality.
I don't know. For once, I agree with Megan. I told y'all before, it's funny with Megan and all of these, like Megan, Brandon Tatum. When it comes to all these other topics, bro, they are on point. But it's literally only with Charlie Kirk. It's like I don't know. But Kamala is one of a kind. I don't know what is wrong with her. I don't even know what she was trying to say. I even forgot already what the question was that Don was asking. I just can't believe somebody like Kamala is just, what was her favorite saying in the election? Unburdened by what has been or something like that. Like, bro, what are you talking about? I truly don't. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's where we're at. That's where we're at as a society and all of that stuff. I gotta see what y'all said about Kamala before we go to the next donkey of the day. And then we might have to put a poll out to see who wins donkey of the day. It is crazy that I understand what she's trying to say. She's just using unnecessary words. I mean, yeah, I think that's the majority of it. Like, it's a whole bunch of word salad, and it's like if you just kept it simple, I probably could like map out the idea, I guess, of what you're trying to say. But she just be saying some ridiculous stuff, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. I have another donkey today, and this one is a little bit more serious than Kamala Harris. It is, here it is right here. It is, so let me set it up real quick. Do y'all remember when the Aspen video dropped? And everybody obviously was reacting with it. Not the Aspen video, I'm sorry. The 5-second clip of it dropping. And they were trolling the trolls and all of that. What is your case for your host? She never lands the plane. She does it. I don't know. It's crazy. But the 5-second video or whatever, that turning point, it was trolling the trolls, all that. So the PBD podcast came out and they were standing on 10 toes behind the fact that it was AI and it was a weird video and all that. So y'all know that Andrew Covey been talking about it's a real video. It's not AI. Candace has been doing her thing, all that other stuff. So PBD podcast chose to drop an apology today to Turning Point USA and to its viewers and audience, saying they were proven wrong about the video of Charlie appointing Erica to be CEO, saying that it was AI. They apparently said that they were wrong because they talked to Andrew Covey and Turning Point USA. So they're issuing an apology, but I want y'all to hear their explanation on why they're backtracking and why they're issuing an apology, because it's not really what you think. What I expected was something totally different on why they were apologizing. I was thinking they actually got some information that way they can say, okay, I actually was wrong. And so I apologize, TPUSA, for spewing, misinformation or whatever the case may be. But listen to this particular apology from the PBD podcast this morning.
A video where Vinny reacted to a video that was where Andrew Colvett and his partner said, we are trolling the trolls, and we thought it was a fake video. Folks from TPUSA, I won't give names, they reached out to me and they said, hey, that was a real video. That's actually what Charlie Kirk said. And I spoke to the gentleman who set up his estate planning, Doug, who I mentioned him before. And, you know, he says, Pat, this is what he wanted. He wanted Erica to run the organization afterwards. And the controversy was over this video. And the video I'm going to come to because you guys had a 45-minute call. Go ahead, guys.
I'm going to skip this so you can hear the next part.
You had a call with Andrew.
So I talked to Andrew. Mind you, Pat, I think we met him in passing at one of the TPUSA events. Adam hooked it up where I got back from, where were we?
We were in
Washington.
DC.
Great
And I
fight,
spoke
yeah.
with him for 45 minutes. You ever just see somebody on TV or on videos and everybody has their assumptions in their head, but then you speak with them, you're like, oh, okay, now I know exactly who you are as a human being. Pat, 45 minutes. I mean, we could have gone for a 2-hour conversation. He explained that video that they put together, it wasn't them, it wasn't AI. But on X, somebody put, people can community note if they're on a certain side. He had to go in and he had to get the community note lifted because it wasn't AI.
Keep in mind, what I want y'all to realize as I'm playing this, because I don't want to wait to the very end for people to be like, so what was so bad about this? They're essentially saying that they talked to TPUSA and TPUSA said, hey, bro, it's not AI, it's a real video. And they just said, oh, okay, we're sorry for being wrong. They never once in this entire explanation in their apology say, you know what? We saw the real video. So you know what? We do apologize because we saw it. They don't say that not once. They're saying that they're issuing an apology because TPUSA told them that the video is real. And that's what this apology is for. And they're saying, oh, we talked to TPUSA. We talked to some insider at TPUSA. We talked to Doug. I hopefully it's not the Doug that's on the board of TPUSA. But basically, they're talking to these people within TPUSA saying, this is what Erica wanted. I don't give a freak about what she wanted. That's not about the video. I don't care about what he wanted, she wanted. I don't care. Is the video real? Show it to me, and then I'll apologize. They don't do that one time. They literally apologize to their audience just because Turning Point USA told them, hey, it's real. And they believed it at face value, and then now they're moving on.
So explain the whole situation to me, and it was not what I thought it was. And I commented on it because that's what I thought was happening. But the 45-minute conversation, Pat, it's as if I don't want to get into the nitty-gritty of the conversation, but if people out there, if you don't think that Andrew Colvett is genuinely concerned and worried, Pat, he has so many more questions about everything that happened with the shooter, with
Now Andrew Colvett is a good guy. Now Andrew Colvett is the good guy. They went from questioning TPUSA because the video looks sketchy. They got community noted. And now they're saying, no, it's real. But yet Andrew Colvett is saying they were trolling the trolls. We don't even have the truth on that yet. That's a whole nother thing. Nobody has the truth on that video. And now they want to come out and say Andrew Colvett's a great guy. He actually is asking a lot of questions into the case and blah, blah, blah. This is pathetic.
what's it, Tyler Robinson's, his name. It was such a good conversation. And I never judged him or thought anything of him different. But having spoken with him and clarifying the situation, I was wrong because what I saw that Grok said, right, boom, AI, they can go on Grok and people could keep community noting Pat. And even if it's not real, he had to go on and fix it. So I was in the wrong. And yeah, he's actually a really, really a good dude.
Talking to Andrew.
Very, very good dude. That's a stand-up dude.
Yeah, so there you have it with that.
Yeah, so when I saw this video, I literally was like, we will never figure out what happened to Charlie when this is what's happening. when this is what's happening, we have large platforms that are choosing to speak on the Charlie Kirk investigation, which is great. I love when that happens. But when they speak on it and they say something that's not in TPUSA's favor, and TPUSA sends the black trucks outside of their studio, next day they're apologizing. But they're not apologizing because they saw the whole video. Because that's what I would have did if I was PBD Podcast. I said, you know what? I'll apologize. Show me that part of, you said that you was trolling the trolls. Show me that part of the video and where I feel like I was wrong. Not just you telling me I'm wrong. Show me that I'm wrong. Show me that I'm wrong. And then I'll issue an apology. They don't do that. Not once. So, I mean, it's going to be a trend tonight that you're going to see. There's going to be plenty of times tonight where I'm like, when things like this happen, it does not help the case of the fact that this is not going to end well with this Charlie Kirk investigation. As far as nobody's going to get in trouble, nobody's going to be questioned, none of that stuff. And it's situations just like this. And there are similar situations happening every day that just continue to prove, unfortunately, the reality of the situation, which is nothing's going to happen. And another situation that happened with a large platform is Stu Peters. And Stu Peters, I've been talking about this for a couple of weeks now with Stu Peters. So for the ones that maybe missed everything, this happened about a couple of episodes ago. Stu Peters, Baron Coleman was looking into Blake Nef to figure out where he worked in like this little gap when he got fired from Fox and before he got to TPUSA. There was a little like gap in his employment. Everybody was trying to figure that out. Baron found out that he used to work for Stu Peters in that time, and nobody really knew that for real. And so when Baron released that or revealed that, Stu Peters came out and said, yes, Blake did work for me. He was a writer for me. And you know what? Actually, Blake actually texted me a lot of weird things. And he actually pressured me on the anti-Izzy stance and, was trying to get me to do certain things left and right or whatever. And it was very weird and eerie. And he was like, don't try me, Blake. He said something like that just about the text messages. And so I found that so weird because I was like, he just went from never mentioning Blake Nef at all. He's been looking into Turning Point USA for a very long time. Very long time. Since it's like, that's why I appreciated Stu Peters using his platform to look into these people and be vocal about how weird everybody is. Because it's rare for large platforms to do that. Everybody be scared. Tucker, prime example, uses his platform. He does not want to talk about Charlie Kirk investigation, nor does Megyn Kelly. But Stu Peters did, or Stu Peters does. But then when he brought up the Blake Nef thing, I was like, why would you not mention that Blake Nef used to work for you? Like, sure, maybe at one point in time, you was like, Blake, it's not relevant. Cool. But Blake Nef has became a relevant piece to this investigation for months now, and you never mentioned once that Blake Nef used to work for you. And now you're saying you have text messages with Blake Nef, and you're saying that you felt pressured, and the pressure was similar to Charlie Kirk. Well, Charlie Kirk is now dead. So I feel like Blake Nef working for Tucker Carlson and then getting fired, and then he worked for you, and then he gets fired, and then he works for Charlie Kirk. 3 people that were at their peak of their career, and Blake Nef is there. They all have something in common. So I thought that was the strangest thing. So I started to hit up Stu Peters on X. Every day I've been mentioning him and commenting on his stuff. And I'm consistently asking him, hey, Stu, like, you brought up the text message. Excuse me. You brought up the text messages with Blake Nef. You brought up how weird Blake Nef was and what he used to send you and he used to pressure you. So release him. Release the text messages because so we can figure out who Blake Nef really is. Why was he pressuring you? What did he say? How similar was it to Charlie? Because you brought that up. And Stu Peters just went completely dark on that. Completely quiet on that. He was vocal about it for a day or two. Nobody was buying his first response to, oh, actually, I do know Blake Neff. Nobody bought the initial one. He did a revised one. But I don't see enough people asking him, hey, bro, drop the text messages. You're the one that brought that up. And so it's annoying because I'm trying to do that. But then I have the issue I have with this investigation in general is that a lot of people, and I'm very different. And if you don't know me now, you're going to eventually find that out. Yes, thank you. That's exactly what I was trying to remember. Stu Peters, thank you. Stu Peters also told Blake Neff to tread lightly when it comes to this topic of him reading the text messages and how they were eerie and he felt pressure. He told Blake Neff to tread lightly, meaning there was something consequential in those text messages that probably provides a lot of context to who Blake Neff is. And basically saying, Blake Neff, if you come out and say that I'm lying, then something's going to happen. I'm going to reveal it, whatever it is. But now I'm sitting here asking Stu for the messages every day. He doesn't say anything. But I brought that up to say, I think a lot of people get upset when you question their favorite podcaster. When you question their favorite, that's when all of a sudden people get offended and they don't want to get down to the bottom of stuff. And they fail to realize that nobody's really accusing, Stu or any of these people. It's like, bro, the truth and transparency is the standard for absolutely everyone. Just because this person's your favorite don't all of a sudden mean they just get to get away with anything. And you don't have to ask them about nothing. I don't follow anybody 100% blindly. Nobody. If something feels weird and your gut start tingling, it don't hurt to ask the question. But the problem I have is that when you do, you have people like this. This person said, as y'all can see right here, oh, wrong page. Here we go. As y'all can see right here, Stu Peters is talking about Lance Twiggs will not testify in a preliminary hearing. And so I commented, Stu, can you release the text message between you and Blake or provide more context? You said he pressured you and it was similar to Charlie. He's a relevant piece to this story. Then you have this person right here. This is my biggest problem with a lot of people. This person said, I used to follow you and I just can't anymore. You always talk about the most irrelevant stuff now and attacking people on the same side as you. Well, now I don't know what side you're on, but yeah, insane. Very noticeable shift. Interesting. Here's the thing. There has been a shift. But the shift, I believe, in my opinion, is in the right direction. It's still for the full 100% truth of what happened to Charlie. I think your favorite podcasters have shifted in the other direction. But when you just follow them all the time, you don't really notice it. Because the fact that I'm sitting here talking about Blake Neff and Stu Peters is the one that mentioned Blake Neff was pressuring him similar to how Charlie Kirk was pressured. I then asked, hey, can you release those messages so we can figure out who Blake Neff is? And this person says, I'm bringing up the most irrelevant stuff. And now I'm attacking people that are on the same side. That is the biggest problem I have with this entire investigation, is that there's not enough normal people coming together. Everybody is trying to cling to their favorite podcaster. But the second you want to question somebody's favorite podcaster, now all of a sudden you have posts like this where they're like, I don't know whose side you on. You think think now all of a sudden tomorrow I'm going to say, oh yeah, Charlie definitely got shot with a 30-06. Blah, blah. Why would I start doing that? That's the other side. You know what? I actually do love Erica. Erica's amazing. That sounds like Tucker. But then when I question Tucker, it's a problem. When I question Tucker, everybody's like, what? Don't question Tucker, bro. Well, didn't you just say it seems like I'm on the other side? But then when I explain to you Tucker's position, that quite literally sounds like the other side, y'all don't have a problem with it. So that's where I have the biggest issue with some of these people, bro. Stu Peters dropping these messages about Blake Nef is extremely important. And nobody is going to hold him to the fire. I'm going to keep on trying. But it's important. If we can get context on what Blake Nef said to Stu Peters, it can lead to something else. How is that not weird that Stu Peters doesn't want to bring up these messages ever again? Why doesn't he want to bring it up on his own? How is that not important to the Charlie Kirk investigation if he feel like he was pressured similarly to Charlie Kirk? Why is a random person like me trying to reel it out of you? How does Blake Nef know all of y'all? How do all of y'all know all of y'all? Blake Nef was with Tucker. Blake Nef was with Stu. Blake Nef was with Charlie. That's weird. So if the truth ends up coming out and it ends up exposing Stu, that's not my problem. But I think a lot of people have issues with that. I don't know why. That's just how it's been. That's what I've been noticing lately. And it's the same kind of concept, or it's the same type of situation when it comes to Candace too. And I've told y'all before, I'm going to always give Candace grace because we wouldn't be this far without her. And not a single time am I ever accusing her of anything, like that. Maybe like a Megyn Kelly. Megyn Kelly, I definitely be like, Megyn Kelly's playing both sides. Like 100%. But with Candace in this situation, I'm like, okay, Candace, she said tonight how we're she was like Turning Point USA and Erica want y'all to move on from the Aspen video. And I'm like, of course they want us to move on. But why are you moving on though? You already dropped 35 seconds of the video. You don't move on. Let's go to home plate and close this thing out. You can do it. You literally said you have had the video for the last 7 months. So just drop it. Oh, it's a legal thing. Okay, well, she dropped 35 seconds of it already. So, but that's what I'm saying. When everybody comes up with excuse after excuse after excuse to protect their favorite, then it's like, dog, y'all realize that's how we won't get anywhere. And again, nobody's trying to accuse Candace or Stu or anybody of anything. It's more so like, can we get some closure on this? Because you not giving us closure is kind of weird. That's all. You said you had a video for the last 7 months. Can you provide context? Can you do something? Can you provide a transcript on what Charlie said? First off, apparently Charlie never even said the words, I appoint Erica Kirk as CEO. So if he never even said those words, how is that one section of the video protected? That's the thing that blows my mind. A lot of people are like, maybe that part of the video is legally protected. Candace has already said he never even said those words. So how is that part of a video that doesn't even exist protected? Then on top of that, she already has released 35 seconds of the video. So then if she releases another 35 seconds, all of a sudden that's legal trouble. Oh, 35 seconds is cool. 70 seconds, a lawsuit. That doesn't make any sense, bro. But y'all continue to come up with excuses versus just saying, Candace, I understand like everything. It's a lot going on right now, but like, can you please drop the Aspen video? Andrew Cova is not going to email you back and give you permission. You said you had certain questions that you wanted Andrew Cova to answer. Andrew Cova didn't email it back to you, but he responded on X to several people saying the video is real and it's not AI. Okay, that's what you was looking for. So what now? But now we're moving on. Then that leads me to Baron Coleman, right? And this is not at all a night where I'm just sitting here saying all of these people are super shady. I'm just telling you that something is off because Baron was also, he had several episodes about the Aspen video too. So it's not like he didn't care. So when it just went away, he also somehow just let it go too. And I'm like, what? That's weird. I can't be the only person that's like, bro, what just happened? What just happened? But then Baron also just lost interest in the Aspen video. But then everybody and their mama is going to always come and say, oh, they're playing chess. People told me that about Stu Peters today. He's playing chess. Tucker Carlson's playing chess. This person's playing chess. I'm like, okay, bro. All right, everybody's just playing the game. And listen, some things just isn't a game of chess. Some things just isn't that. Some things can be very straightforward. It's really not that complicated. Everything is not that complicated. So, like, we have to, truth and transparency has to be the foundation for every single person talking about this case. Everybody. And that's what I'm going to do. If you got a problem with that, that's on you. I don't really care because I'm going to stay. My foundation will never change. Truth, transparency. If that ends up being one of your favorite podcasters being questioned, so be it. I don't know why you ain't doing it. Yes, I'm trying to figure out why Baron stopped caring about the Aspen video because he was talking about it. And the night that Candace dropped the video or something like that, Baron was like, well played, as if he already knew that. Like, at the end of the day, some of these people are, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't trying to make it this whole thing. I'm just trying to get people to realize that there are so many things in this case that can truly be solved and we can just move on instead of like so many different cliffhangers. I don't know how y'all have the capacity of dealing with so many cliffhangers and then y'all blame it on chest or chess. I keep saying chest. Y'all keep blaming it on chess. Everybody's playing chess. And I'm like, dog, how do y'all deal with so many cliffhangers? You're right. We don't have a choice. We don't. But that's one of my problems. I'm like, I just want one of these cliffhangers to be solved. I can't take any more. I'm tired of hearing everybody's playing chess about small things. Small things. That Aspen video is not chess. Candace can drop it. However, I don't think she can drop it because I think she's under that NDA with TPUSA. It expired. It was up in last December, but the terms is like it has to go for another 12 months. So technically this December coming up, she's officially free from TPUSA. But then so this is what I'm saying, bro. We got to have an uncomfortable conversation before I get into this next thing. This is truly a yapping type of night. If Candace is under NDA with TPUSA, then y'all have to understand that there are some topics that you cannot take at face value from her just because of the situation. You have to remember that she's under NDA. So you truly have to sometimes remember, like, why are you telling me this now? Like, it's so many things that you have said in the past that was extremely bad. Because some people be like, man, she can't say certain things about TPUSA or else it's a lawsuit. And I'm like, she said a lot of bad things. But for some reason, that's allowed. But then there's things like this Aspen video where she has to ask for permission. And I'm like, that doesn't really make sense to me. So when these people are under these NDAs, you gotta realize, like, you may not be telling me the whole truth. So it's my job, and she could be under NDA, but now it's my job to go figure out the whole truth. Tucker Carlson, people love to use the Tucker Carlson thing and say he's being threatened from, like, his family's being threatened, and that's why he don't say nothing and blah blah all that. I don't deny it. I feel like that could be true. But my thing is, you can't have the best of both worlds. And I'm not saying being threatened is one of the best. That sucks. But what I'm trying to say is, if you're being threatened and that's what's making you not speak the truth, then you can't be trusted because of that. And it is what it is. I have to understand that what you say is somewhat controlled because you don't want your family's in danger. You essentially don't want anything to happen to them. So that means I can't really trust you at full capacity. So you can be threatened, but you can't be mad when people stop trusting you. It ain't no offense to it, you know what I mean? But you're being threatened. So I can't really trust you 100% right now. Because who knows who's telling you to say this? So that's what I'm saying. Like, I want everybody to just be open to all these things that are going on. And speaking of some of the crazy things that just make you just wonder about how this case will end in no man's land, Candace talked about tonight Brian Harpole and some weird shady stuff he did. So let me play that clip because I just couldn't believe it when I heard it. Does she have chapters? Yes, she got chapters. Terrell Farnsworth, I think it's at the beginning. Let me try to find it right quick. Yeah, here we go.
The long format podcast, I think like 4 hours, that there was a death hoax. And I had all of these messages from people, my mom, my dad, my aunt, everyone that I know asking me to post a sign of life because apparently there was a...
Wait, hold on. I know y'all ain't just say I'm working for TPUSA. Don't piss me off, bro. Oh, he's just trolling. Somebody just trolling. Okay. But F that NDA. Let's be for real. I'm telling you, look, I'm not the one that's under the NDA. So I'm saying that selfishly, but like Candace has been on like that, F the lawsuit type time and before. So I can see that. I can see that perspective of being like, bro, bump that. Like, if this is for Charlie, I'm gonna go all out. So I understand that perspective. You have every right to say, shoot, why Candace don't say bump the NDA? I get that.
This combo, some girl posted and then deleted that I passed away. And then on top of that, there was some like obituary website that said that I was going to die on Sunday. So listed my date of death as Sunday.
Yes, I'm sorry. I know I keep pausing it. Every time I see something, y'all get my thoughts spinning. But yes, that's another point as well. All of these different connections, like all of the connections are just they're so crazy to me. It's just doesn't even make any sense. Tucker knowing Blake knowing Stu knowing Blake knowing Charlie, Tucker referring Blake over to Charlie, Tucker not coming out, even though you got Blake Nef talking trash about him on X, calling Tucker a liar, but Tucker's not coming out. Tucker loves Erica, but Candace loves Tucker. Candace gives Tucker the benefit of the doubt, but then Tucker gives Erica the benefit of the doubt. It's crazy. Like, I already, y'all know how I feel about Tucker Carlson. So that's why I'm like, I'm surprised. I think the other episode where Candace was like, Tucker, I don't know how you like Erica. That was like the first time she's ever said something to Tucker in that way. But I'm like, I'm just trying to figure out all of that, bro. I don't know. I would have been said something about Tucker Carlson.
Which is totally crazy. I don't know. I think people do these things to get into your head psychologically. I did not die this weekend. People were then emailing me saying, don't go out on Sunday because this pre-obituary exists. I did not slow down my weekend in any way at all. I just don't live in that.
Hold on, let me try to find it.
Guest Brian Harpole is suing me and extraordinarily trying to spin this tale in the courts that the only reason he was forced to go on the Sean Ryan show, harassment, this interview. So it'll be interesting to see if Sean Ryan ends up in this lawsuit because they have a totally different message. But something else very curious happened. Okay. I got to tell you this. It's always the production team that you want to talk to when you do these sorts of things. They know things. They have secrets. Never underestimate the producer, the cameraman, the control room, the lighting director. They see and they hear everything. They're basically intel everywhere. Okay. And I always make small chat with that. You know, I could just like, hey, who are you from? I just like to know who everybody is. And he had a really fantastic team, by the way, like really just had it together. But they did tell me something that was frankly disturbing. Okay. So Sean Ryan has this really amazing, like his studio, you don't get the full effect of it on his show. It's basically like a museum. And so people want to contribute to the museum. He's got all sorts of artifacts. I can't even begin to describe it because I feel like I wouldn't do it any justice, of people who have, who have lived through certain things or survived things, various missions, a lot of military stuff. And they get it over to him and he puts it up in the museum. Well, someone on the team, on Sean Ryan's team, told me that after seeing this museum, Brian Harpole wanted to contribute to it. And he offered Sean Ryan Charlie Kirk's blood on his bag as a gift. So, the crossbody purse looking thing. Like I said, this is like, it wasn't a man purse. It was his, like, I don't know. One of the things he's suing me over is because I described it accurately, the crossbody bag. And then he went to Charlie after Charlie got hit. He offered that bag with the blood still on it to Sean Ryan. And it was declined for obvious reasons, because it's weird to offer that to somebody as a gift who would want.
So this is the part what I'm talking about too, is one is weird, right? It's weird for Brian Harpole to do what he did. I think we can all say that. But it's also a slap in the face to us, because if you truly were worried about being questioned or locked up or interrogated, whatever it is, the last thing you would do is offer evidence from a crime scene to somebody as a trophy and say, hang this up. They're joking in our face. It's a slap in the face. You're offering a bag that has Charlie's blood on it. You know how weird that is? So my thoughts, I immediately was like, this is just a slap in the face to us, to just say, look, bro, nothing will ever happen in this case. You have people saying that they will give Sean Ryan a bag with Charlie's blood on it as a trophy and hang it up. Nothing is going to happen from this case. That's one side. Then the other side, I'm like, Sean Ryan, maybe he doesn't know, because Candace says she talked to the production team, but I feel like he would know, because Brian Harpole wouldn't just talk to the production team and not Sean Ryan. He's offering the gift to Sean Ryan. But another thing that's weird is, Sean, you never thought to say anything? Does everybody and their mother just not want to speak up? that's nothing to bring up, then somebody's going to probably come to his defense. Oh, maybe he did tell the feds and they're working on it. Oh, okay, bro. Okay. Sure. But y'all don't think it was weird for Sean Ryan not to bring that up to somebody and say, yeah, I had the weirdest exchange, bro. Brian Harpole offered me his bag with Charlie's blood on. Why are we hearing this from Candace? That to me honestly bothered me even more, is the fact that the Brian Harpole interview was when I could bring this up. And that's when it was aired. It probably was way before that. 7 months ago is when it aired. It aired 7 months ago. And Brian Harpole Sean Ryan never said a word until we're hearing it from Candace today. So again, it's another one of those things where I'm like, nobody wants to speak up. So how in the world are we going to get down to the bottom of some of these things when nobody is speaking up? Sean Ryan is not speaking up. Megyn Kelly is not speaking up. Tucker Carlson is not speaking up. And they have all the things in the world to bring up and speak up on, to at least provide something before Tyler Robinson gets sentenced to death for pulling the trigger, which he never did. But I guess everybody just wants to wait around to that. I don't know. I don't know why everybody wants to wait. It's weird. But that was so strange. And then on top of that, here's Tucker Carlson. And we talked about this before with Tucker Carlson. This is a new clip of him that we haven't played on a Yappisode. So y'all have probably seen this on Candace, and we've talked about Tucker before on other interviews he was on, but this one is fairly new that I wanted to bring up that Candace also hit on. So let me bring Tucker Carlson's comments he made up about
various
Charlie.
genocides around the world. Anyway, speaking of which, Tucker Carlson, the Quiet podcast. Okay.
Well, you're never going to hear me whine about threats ever to me, because I got on this voluntarily. I know I got fired after 15 years, the highest rated show in American cable television. So, and I got fired for my opinion. So and I'm not whining at all. I'm so grateful that I got fired. I'm just saying it's not like I didn't know what the price is. I do know what the price is. Charlie Kirk was murdered.
Yeah.
And he was not murdered for his opinions on transgenderism, obviously. He was, I believe, and most people who knew him well as I did and was friends with him as I was, believe he was most likely murdered for his evolving views on Israel.
That's a lie. His wife doesn't even believe that. What are you talking about? Most people that knew him believe that. His wife doesn't even believe that, Tucker. What is you saying? That's why I'm like, where's the disconnect? What's happening? You know his wife doesn't believe that. But you also you love his wife and you defend his wife. But now you're saying, oh, everybody that knows Charlie knows that he wasn't murdered for transgender, whatever. It was because he turned on Izzy. His wife doesn't believe that at all. Well, she's pushing another narrative. TPUSA is pushing another narrative. So it's like, this is the part where we've been saying already, Tucker Carlson knows way more than what he's putting off or what he's putting out. But for some reason, he's not saying nothing.
So I get it. And a lot's at stake. The world is at stake. But from my perspective,
I'd love to hear your thoughts on why Barron said he was hesitant to interview Tucker. I thought maybe because he didn't agree with Tucker. I know I can be biased with Barron though. I didn't know that. The last time I heard was that I haven't heard that. I think the last thing I heard was when Jimmy Dore was on there. He brought up Barron or something like that. And then when I saw Barron's episode, he was kind of hype about being mentioned in that interview. So when did he say that?
I have a duty to say what I think is true. I'm often wrong. And I always say that because it's a fact. I have been wrong a lot, and I may be wrong now. But I am sincere. I'm saying what I believe is true, and I'm going to continue doing that no matter what.
How everyone in the entire world feels. They're asking us to look at zero plausible evidence that points to the fact that Charlie was stressed the night before over transgenderism. This isn't like, Matt Walsh in What is a Woman Prime. Then you'd go, okay, maybe I could see a trans person. Charlie Kirk murdered for his views on transgenderism when the night before he tweeted that he was left no option but to abandon the pro-Israel cause because of how severely they were bullying him, threatening him, using finances.
And let's not also forget to mention that dang near his whole staff is gay around him.
Night before, he's talking to rabbis, Israeli rabbis, Josh Hammer, all of them saying that they were just helping him fine tune his debate skills because Charlie wasn't, doing that for a living and smarter than every single one of these people. No, he needed advice the night before. No, you guys were all on the text chain where he said this. Your conversation clearly was related to the text that he dropped where he said, "You've left me no choice but to abandon the pro-Israel cause." That's common sense. And you keep bragging about the fact we were the last one to talk to him. Yeah, that's the problem. He then sends a message and says they're going to kill me. And we're supposed to believe that after hanging up with Josh Hammer and Rabbi and the rabbi on a Zoom call, having told them that he was done being bullied because Zionists fall into all of the stereotypes. We're supposed to believe that night he texted security.
How are we going to get anything done if everything is corrupt? If they spoke their mind, they would get killed. Yeah, that is the reality. And I think that is why every day it kind of just it becomes more and more real that nothing's going to happen, because if something were to happen, somebody would lose their life or be in grave danger. So I agree with you. It just sucks sometimes because when you think of it like that, that's when you're almost like, man, so what are we talking about then? What are we going to continue talking about if nobody ever really wants to say what they really want to say because they're scared? I don't know.
And said, I'm worried a trans person is going to murder me. No, it defies common sense. We reject it. Okay. It defies everything that happened that day, defies common sense. Everything you're telling us happened that day defies common sense. Okay. Charlie wasn't hit with a 30-06 bullet in the neck. He wasn't. I'm sorry. Didn't happen. Did not happen. And it didn't happen. And Erica couldn't scramble fast enough, and Terrell couldn't scramble fast enough, and new witnesses the next day at 4 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, I noticed that. I also noticed that small YouTube channel, they were like based in Canada or something. So I don't know if it was like Canadian influence that Tucker was looking for or looking into or something like that. But yeah, they only had like 25,000 subscribers. But I feel like it has something to do with Canadian influence that Tucker wants.
Saying he got shot in the neck, couldn't scramble fast enough. In my opinion, allegedly, nothing adds up. Show us something solid. We don't need influencers who formerly worked for the Department of War coming and making videos and telling us, well, don't believe your own eyes. Nope, we're going to believe our own eyes this time. We're going to believe our own eyes this time, if that's cool. And that ain't a grieving widow. Anyway, Blake Nef responded. I want you to know why it's important that he responded to the Tucker thing, because
people around Trump are scared because they saw how loyal Charlie was to Trump, how close J.E. was to Trump, and poof, now they're gone. Very true. You found the exact date the NDA will expire, December 2nd, 2026. I mean, that's the scary part. Maybe then she'll go absolutely nuts, but then you also have to acknowledge the fact that maybe she's holding a lot back because of that. So then it's almost like, I don't know, withholding a lot of information. Not necessarily playing chess. I keep saying that. Chess. Come to think of it, Candace released the Zoom calls, which are private property of TPUSA. So what's the difference? So what's different about the Aspen video? Thank you. I agree with you. There have been far more things that have been released out of TPUSA that nothing has happened versus this dang Aspen video. I'm not really buying that.
He used to work for Tucker Carlson, and I want to say, Tucker, if you're watching, I told you so. Tucker was so nice about Blake Nef. So nice. So nice about Erica. So nice about...
Yeah, but that's the thing. The Zoom call was an employee recording, but I feel like somebody has a video of Charlie at the Aspen event that was recording. You know, not necessarily from TPUSA's camera, but somebody at the Aspen event was recording. And then on top of that, she got it from somewhere. You know what I mean? So like maybe she downloaded the live when they said it was a private event. I don't know, but I just feel like it's not as complicated as people want it to be.
Blake Neff said, I know these people, blah, blah, blah. Of course, Blakey Neff, you could see how quickly he would have stabbed Charlie in the back as he just stabs Tucker right into the back. And he tweeted this. Actually, those of us who knew Charlie best, a group that doesn't include Tucker, do think that Tyler Robinson did it and was motivated by transgender radicalism. Tucker is lying. No, Blake Neff, you're lying. And some audio is going to show that the majority of people at Turning Point USA don't believe Tyler Robinson did it or acted alone. We'll have that later this week. I know.
But that's the thing. And I'm about to say something about this Blake Neff thing, but that's the thing. They were recording the event already. And there's nothing that Charlie said that was so worthy of legal protection. Nothing. Let's just say he did say, I appoint my wife, Erica, as CEO. How would that be legal protection worthy? It's nothing crazy. It would just be a part of the thousands of videos that we haven't released yet that Erica was talking about. You ain't got to release the donor question, the donor voice, none of that stuff. But there's nothing in that Aspen video on what we're looking for and what we're asking for. That is like, if you share this, we're going to sue you. What if let's use their logic then. He actually said, I appoint my wife, Erica, as CEO if anything happens to me. If Candace were to release that, wouldn't that make Candace look crazy? I don't understand that. Why would they sue based off of that? Then let's just say Candace released the video and it's of him not saying that. How would they have legal protection over a video that doesn't really exist? I've said that before. Because if he didn't say those words and Candace just releases 20 seconds of full context and he never says those words, it's just something totally different. How would those 20 seconds be some type of legal issue when nothing was said? Maybe they're like, oh, that's part of the NDA because now you have proven to the world that we're liars and you caught us on video lying. So now we're going to sue you for this, that, and the third. Maybe, but then you also have to think about the next thing. If that would mean a lawsuit, if Candace would expose something that would be so detrimental to TPUSA that it would end up in a lawsuit because of how bad it is, then you have to realize that she can't release certain things because of how bad they would look. And then that would mean, do y'all see where I'm going here? You don't get why Barron could release stuff for since he didn't sign for anything. All right, Barron could easily release stuff. They were telling Barron not to go to the interview with Candace. That's tough. Right. She already released the name of the donor. Right. What are we talking about? She released the name of the donor who asked that question. And she literally, I remember that episode. She literally said there's no reason to be trying to figure out who she is and doxing her, and she did nothing wrong, blah blah. Candace defended her. Torn whether to reach out or not at the 2-hour mark. I'll check that out. You lost too. Andrew already said the video was fake. That's what I'm saying. He already said it was fake, and that's literally what Candace wanted. Like, can you say if it was doctored or whatever? Andrew already responded. So that's why I'm like, what is happening? I don't know.
Some other, I don't know, Blake Neff, you're lying, and some audio.
Now, on to this right here. Blake Neff talking about those of us who knew Charlie. Those of us who knew Charlie best, the group that doesn't include Tucker, do think that Tyler Robinson did it and was motivated by transgender radicalism. Tucker is lying. This is the part where I'm like, bro, what is happening here, bro? Tucker put Blake Neff on to Charlie Kirk. Andrew Colvett and Blake Neff and Tucker Carlson did a podcast when they was in Charlie and them studio right after he died. And Andrew Colvett was praising Tucker, and they all were talking about how him and Charlie were so close. Now, all of a sudden, Blake Neff is saying Tucker's lying. Tucker doesn't know Charlie like that. What is happening? How is this not something that should bother the hell out of Tucker? For him to finally say, bro, enough is enough. But no, he's playing chess. He's playing chess. He's playing chess. He put Blake Neff on to Charlie's job, and now Blake Neff is talking trash about him, but he's not going to say nothing. Even though what he would say would defend Charlie's legacy and stand up for what is right, but he's not going to say nothing. It's just weird, bro. It's weird. And Tucker couldn't, like, he endorsed Blake Neff. Oh, look. Candace is about to play it. He endorsed Blake Neff to Charlie Kirk.
Really want people to understand, Tucker, you and Charlie had such a unique and special bond and relationship. It was a deep friendship, and you both had each other's back in an
he
incredible
had my
way.
back.
You had his back too.
Holy
I know
smokes.
those stories as well.
Yeah. And I promised I wouldn't get into any of that, but I will say, and I'm not going to, but I will say, because I want this to be about
I'm gonna come out of
Jesus
this as
and
wrap on time.
his love for Jesus
When we
and what he did to spread the word of
get
Jesus throughout the world. But I will just say this, that whenever I would come and do a gig for you guys, which was a lot because I really enjoyed it, and he was so kind to invite me and defend my being there, but I would always, he's the only person I did this with, I would always say, hey, you know, let's like meet in my hotel room or have a meal. Like, I loved talking to him. And it wasn't just to catch up on everything that's going on in the political world. He would always bring it back to God every single time. And it was so, there's no one around. Like, so he didn't need to be like, oh yeah, I really love God. It was like, just us. And he'd be talking about that.
And you would come to Phoenix and you would reach out to, it was like, I have so many memories of Charlie being like, I got to do dinner. Who are you doing dinner with? Oh, Tucker's in town. I got to meet up with him.
Always.
Right.
Blake
So if Tucker knows that Charlie always had his back, then why won't Tucker do the same for him? Why won't Tucker do the same for Charlie? I hate to put it out there, but again, I've said it before. All of Charlie's pressure that he received was because of him having Tucker's back. And now that Charlie's gone, nobody got his back but Candace out of that circle. And Tucker's not going to say nothing. Tucker put Blake Nef on, and now Blake Nef is turning around lying on him. Tucker ain't going to say nothing. He defends Erica, protects Erica. I'm still waiting on Tucker to confirm or deny if that dinner happened with the Kirks, where Erica said that she was anti-Izzy. Yeah, he is scared. I'm waiting on Tucker Carlson to confirm or deny if Erica was anti-Izzy right in his face when Charlie was alive. But then when Charlie died, she flipped. And he saw that happen too. And that doesn't bother him. He still protects her, still defends her. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? And like someone said in the comments earlier, maybe somebody is just really threatening all of these people. Okay, that may be the case. But that would also then mean that us regular people can't trust these people no more. Because you're being threatened. So essentially you're controlled. You only can say what you are allowed to say. So you can't be trusted. I don't know. It's super weird. And I do think a lot of them are getting threatened. I even think Erica's getting threatened. But when you start to realize that, then that's when you start to realize, now I see why y'all don't want to finish talking about certain things. Now I see why y'all don't want to deep dive into this and to that. Because you don't want to, you don't want to get in trouble. Your life is in danger. And that's fair. But again, that would mean you are controlled. I don't know. It's super weird. But we shall see. I definitely have to catch up on some Baron episodes. I see people talking about it in the comments. You think Donald Trump had Charlie taken out and is covering it up? He has the power. Yeah, I believe so. And I got to cover Anna. I think her last name is Escobar. Yeah, Anna Escobar. She had a video out where she feels like she cracked the case, and it was amazing. It was basically saying that all the Google trends that was searching up the Timpanogos Hospital and all these different things around the Charlie Kirk investigation that was happening out in the Middle East, those trends all was a hit back to when the Adelson family was on that Cypress Island. So she had a hit where every time that Google trend happened, the Adelson family's plane was on that Cypress Island where the Google trend was coming from. So essentially, they're all connected. The Adelson family offered Trump $100-something million to annex the West Bank. Trump, with Charlie Kirk and Andrew Kovac in the room, said, I'm gonna just take her money and F her over. Trump 6 weeks later, or I think timeline, something like that. Trump a few weeks later gets, grazed in the ear. But then you also have to remember Andrew Kovac used to work for the Adelsons. And now you're saying the Adelsons has a potential connection to the Charlie Kirk investigation. And then when you hear about the hundreds of millions of dollars going into Turning Point USA, if Charlie were to say yes, was going to come from who? Probably the Adelsons. So we will hit. I had her lined up, but I know I went on a yap rant about something totally different. So I had her lined up. I'll keep her lined up for tomorrow. We'll hit that video tomorrow unless something crazy happens. So we can plan for Anna's video tomorrow where she explains it, because it is amazing information. And I told y'all before that I'm definitely open to any creator, because it is a great, again, everybody's foundation should be truth and transparency. And so, you know, that's what we got to push for. Also, don't forget the Adelson family, you know, they live in Vegas, and TBUSA just opened up an office in Vegas. So if the Adelson family is connected, then yeah, nothing's ever going to happen. TPUSA is heavily protected. So we'll talk about her video tomorrow. But I appreciate y'all for watching the video, watching the show, listening to the show. Make sure you hit the like button before y'all get out of here. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. We on the road to 23K, and I appreciate all the support along the way. I know I was keeping up with quite a bit of the comments and stuff like that tonight, and we had that crazy delay with the beginning of the show. So I got to do some post editing and all that stuff. So I can't get to every single or the comments tonight. I was just trying to keep up with much as I can, but we'll be better tomorrow with the technical difficulties for sure. But I appreciate y'all for listening, and I hope you have a beautiful Monday night. And make sure you turn your notifications on, because we will be live again sometime this week, maybe tomorrow. Definitely not Wednesday. Wednesday is the only night that is off limits. So we will be live again either tomorrow or Thursday. And then we have a collab coming up this week. Hopefully some of y'all know who it is. We have been talking again, so we will get something going on hopefully this week. So I'm looking forward to it. Make sure y'all turn your notifications on so y'all can not miss it. Outside of that, I hope you have a great night. I'm gonna see y'all on the next one.